In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a grandfather clock gift box that's perfect for any time of the year and Halloween. This project is way easier than you may think it is. Hi, I'm Rick Adkins and welcome. If you're brand new here on the channel, I have been a paper crafter, card maker, and artist for over 20 years. I have hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel. My joy in creating on YouTube is to teach others that they have the power of creativity in your fingertips. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to create a grandfather clock gift box perfect for Halloween. Let's get into it. Today we're going to be using the grandfather clock box die set and the grandfather clock Halloween add-on die set, both from Pixi Dust Designs. I have cut the base of the gift bag or gift box from some chocolate cardstock. Using the largest die in the grandfather clock die set. I'm going to show it to you just a second. I'm going to fold all the score lines that the die creates. That's the one where we cut that twice, and we're going to cut those other two dies I just showed you twice as well. You're actually going to cut those, the last two you're going to cut 4 times because you need 2 for the top and 2 for the bottom. So we've added liquid glue to the top side of our little flap on our front of or back of our grandfather clock, and we've attached the other piece to that. I'm just going to fold it over, make sure it's all lined up, and then we're going to finish creasing our score lines that the die creates to help us fold this box up. I'm going to add liquid glue to the other flap, and I fold it over, and I'm just going to flip the other side over and close it shut. That makes it super easy to create the base of the clock. And this is going to be the start of it. This is the piece that I told you needed to cut 4 times. You need 2 for the top, 2 for the bottom. So I guess you're only cutting it twice. So whatever that is. Anyway, so we're going to cut those. You're going to crease all of those score lines to make it super easy. And you're going to fold and burnish all of these center score lines as well. All right, we're going to add liquid glue to those little flaps, and we're going to line that up onto the creased lines that are on the front, or the score lines. They actually don't do anything besides they are a guide to place your, I don't know what you call these, the little 3D parts of the gift box that help make up the side, the tiers of the clock, I guess is what they are. I don't really know. I'm not a clock person. I guess I need to ask Charles what those are called. If they have a name, he would know. So you're going to add your glue and then hold those into place until they're nice and secured. I did figure out a way in just a minute that I'm going to show you how to make that a little easier to get in place. It was the trickiest part about this whole project was the fact of getting these into place the way they needed to go. I did end up having to recut one because Rick tore it up. I got a little handsy with it and broke it as we were gluing it down, and so I had to cut another piece to make it easy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm folding up. This is the second piece that you're going to put together. You're going to want to do these separately to make it easy. I'm going to go ahead and put in the bottom of the box so I can go ahead and secure that into place. So you're just going to add liquid glue on the little flap, but you're going to add liquid glue on the little triangle pieces and on the bottom little part right there as well. That way you can slide it into the box, take something nice and long and hold down in there and press everything into place. That made it a lot easier. You do need something nice and long, like I said, and to hold it at the same time to get it into place. All in all, though, this project wasn't too hard. You can see where I kind of screwed up the flap right there. I do end up fixing that in a minute. I tore it, so I have to make another one. I thought about, this is the actual top flap of the box. You're just going to add adhesive to one side, the back. And so we're just going to attach that. You can fold the little sides in and the front flap and secure it into place. I decided it would be easier to go ahead and add that. This part, we're going to go ahead and fold up the little triangle score lines. This actually makes the top of the clock. So we're going to go ahead and set that to the side. This is where I am putting it together, the bottom of the little 3D parts on the bottom of the clock. And so we just added those pieces right there in the center to the edges on those scored lines. That makes it super easy to line up, so you know exactly where to put it. There's two at the top, or goes all the way around the top and the bottom. So you're going to add that in. We're going to add liquid glue right there, put that into place. Then I think this might be the one I tore. Trying to get it. It is. I can see it there. So I tore it and I had to take it off and redo everything. It was a terrible situation. But I did figure out if you take your little pick tool or a pokey tool and push down in there, you can get those little flaps nice and secure to the box. So we're going to take and add a little liquid glue to the little flap. I'm going to take this other one, add liquid glue along the edge. I'm going to slide it into place, make sure that flap is nice and secured in there. And then I'm going to take my pokey tool and press those flaps into place. It helps tremendously to do it this way. Once I get that done, I can take and add the glue to the other two little flaps plus the little side right there and slide that into place and just kind of pinch it together to make until the glue adheres. And that is the dimension part of the box. That's the hardest part that I found about this whole project, was those two little pieces right there. So I know a lot of you get intimidated by dies like this that are look super complicated, but I swear to you, Pixi Dust Designs dies are not as complicated as you think. They look complicated, but they're actually super easy to work with. Otherwise, Rick would not be working with them. We know that he is not a die cutter. I despise die cutting, but with these dies, they make it super easy, and I thoroughly enjoy working with them. So I'm working on the top triangle part of the box right now. So we're going to make sure you give them a nice good burnish, add in your liquid glue to the little flaps and push that into place. I also found that I could take the little pick tool and kind of hold it where I need it to be on both sides, add a little bit more liquid glue right there. This I probably could have got away with some dry adhesive, but I did not use that. I just secured it with the pick tool and just kind of held it and pinched the sides until the glue dried, and that made it super easy. I probably could have taped it right there. Now I'm going to add the decorative pieces. These are just stitched little triangles. They go right on the front and the back and the two sides. I did those in a lighter brown cardstock to add a little contrast to that chocolate cardstock that we used for the base and the top. So I'm just going to add those little triangles right on there, just like that. Just super easy, using my reverse tweezers to help hold them into position. And the back one, I'm going to slide that last one on, and then this gets adhered to the very top of the box, the flap at the very top. I found it easier to go ahead and just add liquid glue on that, and to add, I guess I'm adding it to the top of the box and to just kind of slide that into place. That made it a lot easier. If you are enjoying the 3D projects, make sure you leave me a comment below so that I know that you like this type of projects. Now this I'm going to take, it's a little stitched square. I actually attach it to this little flap that goes on the side. It kind of hangs off the side, and you can hang a sign on this. The grandfather clock die comes with this piece, and then a piece that you could stamp or do some kind of other die cutting and put a message on make it a decor piece. Or you can get the add-on Halloween grandfather clock add-on die set and create the sign for the side there. So with that being Halloween, I'm sure Pixi Dust Design is going to come out with some other holiday themed dies to go along with this, so that they can be interchangeable and make it a cute little home decor piece. So I'm going to go ahead and add this little flap on to the sides. These are more stitched rectangles that are part of the grandfather clock die set, and it just helps to finish off the grandfather clock and make everything nice and finished looking. So you got 2 for that side and 2 for the little small top at the top. I probably should have done a square in the middle of the back, but I didn't do it. I probably need to go back and fix that. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and add in those 2 side pieces on the side. They were super easy to add on, and I did do those in the same brown cardstock that I did everything else in, to add that cohesive piece. And then I got this little stitch frame I'm going to add to the front of the clock to kind of just finish that off. It makes it look You could actually do this out of gold, and that would be super pretty. But I just had done it out of the brown at the time. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that on. And then I'm going to take and work on the face of the clock. So I'm going to take the white piece and the black right here. This goes behind. I decided to add the glue to the white, and that way I can just put the black in the center of it, and then I can attach that to the center of the clock face in the right position. You gotta make sure we have that in the right position, y'all. And then we're going to take that little stitched circle that you can cut, and I cut it from the chocolate cardstock, and I'm just going to put that around that. And then I'm going to add some finishing touches here. This is another piece that goes to that little frame that holds the little element on the side. That piece to me has a little texture to it. That's the one that comes with it. But I'm going to use the Halloween add-on die set, and I've already pre-cut my pieces. This is the sentiment that I'm going to hang off of one of the little pieces here. It's going to say boo. So, and that was part of the die set. I've cut the O and the B and the other O from just some pattern paper that has a beautiful texture on it on that reverse side. And then I've done the witch's hat. I'm going to put that at the bottom. I'm just going to add liquid glue on there. It has a little spider hanging off the edge. So I kept the glue over where it wouldn't attach to anything. And then I have 3 little bats that also are a part of the Halloween grandfather clock add-on set. And I'm going to add those to the little parts. You can see that the signs actually have a wood grain texture, so it makes it super fun. And this is, don't do like I have done and put it together first. I should have checked this before I got it all put together. I'm going to have to come back right here. It doesn't line up, so I'm going to have to take one of those little flaps off and recut it so that I can get it all lined up. And this is what I should have done to begin with. I should have lined the first one up, took the second one and lined it up the way I'm doing right now, and then attached both of them to it. So I flipped it over, and I'm going to add liquid glue under the little flaps. And now that I have it nice and lined up, and then that way I can take just 2 little brads and put through there to hold my little sign on. So I'm going to pop my first little metal brad in there and close it up, and then I'm going to pop the second one on there and through the little hole. That way it makes it interchangeable, which is super fun, and I could totally see this being used for different holidays. I'm really hoping that she comes out with some more holiday themed parts for this. There's a closer look at the box. There's a look at it standing up. It does close and stands up all on its own, which makes it super fun. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you like this video, you're probably going to like the one coming up next. Here's a closer look at the cards or the box, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Love you. Stay crafty.